So let's talk about the Jets now. Because I began messages and stuff. Oh, the Jets didn't look good, this, that, and the third. I agree. They look good against the Pats, but the Pats stink. You're supposed to beat that team by a lot. They got nothing going on over there, right? Aaron Rodgers looked healthy. You started to see the Jets fans start coming out of hiding because he looked good during the game. He looked kind of like himself. But the Pats are not a barometer for where you want to see if your team is elite or not. Then you got the Rainbow that they just played against the Broncos and couldn't even put up 10 points. You can't. I like that Aaron Rodgers took the blame and said, look, the offense can't lose a game where the defense gives up 10 points. It's 100% true. But more of an issue than I think is Aaron Rodgers is the fact they got to get Breece Hall going. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are probably the second best, or if not, it's up there. I really like Montgomery and Gibbs, and they're just doing more right now. But I think Breece Hall and Braylon Allen could be the best 1-2 punch in the NFL. They got to get these guys going, man. They got to run the ball. Running the ball sets up the entire rest of the offense. Once you can run the ball, now Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to do play action. More people are going to be open. It just makes the whole offense easier. So Nathaniel Hackett, run the ball with Breece Hall, man. That's what you need to do. This guy is one of the best running backs in the league. You got to start giving him the ball. I think he had 10 yards last game. Like 10 rushing attempts hold on, let's see what the stats were. Breece Hall stats. He had 10 attempts. I thought this is what it was, but I just wanted to make sure. 10 attempts for 4 yards. 4 yards on 10 attempts. He's averaging less than a yard per carry on this game versus Denver. And I get it, yeah, Denver got a good defense, whatever. It don't matter. When you got Aaron Rodgers and you got Breece Hall, you got Braylon Allen, and you got Garrett Wilson, and the defense give up 10 points. I know they had a field goal at the end to win. It shouldn't have came down to that. It should have been an easy touchdown win. But on the bright side, I do think something like this, and this is what Aaron mentioned after the game versus the Patriots. You got to remember, the Jets aren't a part of a winning culture, right? And they're trying to create that winning culture. A loss like this makes you look in the mirror and is like, yo, how hard are we going? How serious are we about trying to make this title run? You had that awkward exchange with Saleh and Rodgers on the Patriots game. I didn't think that was too big of a deal. People were trying to make it a big deal, like they were having issues with each other. Aaron even said it was just, it's 2-score game. It's like, don't celebrate too early. It's like a saying that for anybody who knows me, they know that they've heard me use this saying. Don't celebrate until the dealer flips over their card. It doesn't matter what's going on until you've actually won. I don't care what the score is. Until the clock reads 0, just like if you're playing a hand of blackjack, it don't matter if you got 20 or you made 21. If the dealer hasn't finished using their cards yet, there's a chance that they can still beat you. So you don't celebrate until you got the win. No celebration until the receipt is printed. So I like that he has that mentality. And he said, hey, he made a bunch of throws that sucked. The rain sucked. He said he sucked. So the offensive penalties were really bad. But a lot of that just gets solved by getting the running game going. Once that running game gets going, I think a lot more things on the offense will continue to develop. We're still early in the season. And I think that a loss like this will help put things in perspective with the team. Hopefully the coaches are speaking to them about, do you guys really want to do this or not? Do you want to do something great? Do you realize what it takes? It takes every play, every moment, every day, every single thing that you got to put in to become a championship team. So that needs to be the cry that they have. And they got a chance to, they can't ask for a better opportunity. They get the Vikings overseas in Europe this Sunday. Go beat the Vikings. This whole narrative switches. The weird thing with those Europe games, though, I'm going to go over my Week 5 preview in a moment. But that's an opportunity for you to be able to go and show that you are the team that you wanted to show everybody that you are. Teams have bad losses. The Ravens lost to the Raiders. They're still trying to figure things out. And everybody's looking at Buffalo like they're the best team. They washed the Bills. They ran them out of there, literally ran them out of the building. Now, when it comes to the Jets, one of the things that can help them on offense, and I don't understand why this hasn't happened yet. One of my predictions and one of the reasons that I was leaning towards the Jets winning the Super Bowl was I felt that they were going to go get Davante Adams before the trade deadline. Adam Schefter has reported that Davante Adams is looking to get out of there, wants to go to the Saints or the Jets, and both of his previous quarterbacks. And the Raiders have put out that they're looking for at least second-round compensation plus something else. To me, as somebody who's a negotiator, I think that, there's no way the Jets haven't already made these calls. If they haven't, everyone in that front office needs to find a new job. This was the most obvious thing that they needed to do. He's an instant member of the offense, knows everything with Hackett and Rodgers, and is still one of the elite receivers in this league. Can you imagine going out there on the field and having to guard Davante Adams, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Breece Hall coming out of the back, Aaron Rodgers under center? This is one of the best offenses in the league if they add Davante Adams, and it's not somebody that's going to need a lot of time to ramp up because he spent all those years playing with him in Green Bay. Davante Adams has only had 2 quarterbacks since high school before Derek Carr left the Raiders. Derek Carr was his quarterback in college. Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback in the NFL. And then when he got traded to the Raiders, Derek Carr was his quarterback till they moved on from Derek Carr. So clearly that relationship is fractured. And they know that they're not going to do anything. So you might as well get some sort of compensation for him. I said the Jets should even go as far as giving a first round if that's what it took. But a second and a fourth, a second and a fifth, a second and a third. Yo, if you're a good team, the second pick in the draft is going to be in the 50s. You're telling me that you're not willing to give up whatever player you would have got there to add somebody that makes you a viable threat to win the Super Bowl in New York after you guys already pushed all the chips in? I don't understand why this deal hasn't been done yet. I'm waiting for that Adam Schefter tweet that says, the deal is done. The Jets are sending such and such over to the Raiders in order for Davante Adams. And Davante said he prefers the Saints or the Jets. If I'm the Jets, I make this happen. The Saints, I don't really think it's going to change the trajectory of their season if they add Davante Adams. Yeah, their offense will become more explosive, but I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And I don't think even if adding Davante Adams to the Saints, I don't think that they can beat the Lions. They can beat even the Eagles if they get it together, or they can beat, Green Bay if they get it together, the Vikings. I don't think that the Saints are going to be able to get in that conversation. So Davante Adams, y'all need to go ahead and go get him. The news broke out. This was something that I thought was a really high probable outcome early in the season. You got to look at the Raiders. The Raiders weren't going to do anything this year. The reason that Davante Adams went to the Raiders was because he wanted to play with Derek Carr and get his bag. Now, he's not happy there. He's a little bit older in his career. He's a trending Hall of Fame type of receiver. Why not go somewhere and have a chance to win? It's not like he didn't add the Jets in there. So you can cross out that there's any potential issue with him or Rodgers because he floated those 2 teams as destinations that he would like to go to. So that's a prediction I made early on. And as soon as that came out, you guys already know I made the Jets with my Super Bowl pick preseason. I went and added another 200 on the Jets. I got them at 25-1 on Caesars because if they do get Davante Adams, I really think they should probably be more like 10-1. And, that's a plus EV play right there. Getting 10-1, getting 25-1 on something that I think could easily become 10 or 15-1 if they get him. So I think that they will. I think they'll send what they need to send. Listening to Adam Schefter break it down on ESPN, the salary, whatever they need to be able to do as far as manage the cap, all works out. So there's nothing stopping it except an agreement from the Jets and the Raiders. So they need to go ahead and make that happen.